want some anti-lag? So if we're looking at these two discs, you can immediately tell a difference between the two. And that is that this left disc has a different friction material on it, and the right disc has a full face type of friction material on it. And that material looks different, it also feels different. So this feels almost harsher, almost like a sandpaper type feel, and this feels almost like felt. So this is what they call like a cerammetallic type disc. This is what they call a more organic style disc. So the other main difference that you see here also is that the hub or the center of the disc is sprung on the full face disc, and on the left disc here, it's just a solid mass disc. There's no springs. So the main difference in these two is that when you are driving, these springs actually act like a dampening agent between the motor and the transmission. On this one, you're getting all of the engine harmonics coming right through the clutch and right into the transmission. There's no dampening effect there. So if you install this style disc with a undampened flywheel, like a single mass flywheel, which most aftermarket clutches use, I mean almost all aftermarket clutches use an undampened flywheel. So when you use an undampened flywheel plus this, and this is actually, this disc here is one of the most popular clutches that I sell, and it's undampened. And these clutches are really quiet for the most part. The one time that you won't get any quietness out of it, so when it's loud, is going to be during a lugging condition. And a lot of customers I've had have complained about that in a daily driven car or a super street driven car where it's quiet for the most part other than the clutch. That's a complaint that I get from customers. So the way to get around that was to develop a clutch that could hold power, but also use sprung disc. So Tilton has come out with a new clutch called the ST-246 that was developed for LS applications, but I worked with them to get this set up for the 2JZ application, and I will talk to you a little bit about that and show you the clutch itself, and we'll take it out for a street drive. We installed it in a customer's car, in a customer's Supra, where he had another clutch that was undampened with it was a twin disc, very popular clutch that I sell, undampened disc, both like this, twin disc just like this. And then we take it out and we're going to install the ST-246 with both discs with springs in them, and we're going to see how it reacts. And this is the new Tilton ST-246 twin disc clutch for the 2JZ and T56 application. You can see here the 26 spline hubbed disc, and you can see these are a full face organic disc, and they are sprung. So what's really nice about this clutch is these springs not only act as a softener on engagement, so the initial hit on the clutch, but they also act as a dampener under load. So if you're out driving the car and you're lugging the engine a bit, this will actually, these sprung hubs will act as a dampener for noise in general. So this clutch is a twin disc. In the sprung form here with the organic disc, it's good for 850 foot-pounds. So that's pretty impressive for a twin disc. It also has this secured floater plate, which is a heavy duty. You can see how thick that floater plate is. So overall, the clutch weighs 42 pounds. So it's a heavier unit. So it's going to help with the dampening just in the weight itself. But also the clutch has an option to do unsprung disc, which makes it good for 1,250 foot-pounds. So this will be the highest rated twin disc clutch that I offer. So either 850 foot-pounds or 1,250 foot-pounds. The clutch comes with a billet pressure plate, so that's really nice compared to some of the other options out there. This is all billet, all made in the USA. A billet steel flywheel, again, all made in the USA. So this clutch is a really nice unit, and I'm excited to put this in a car and show you just how quiet it is and how nice it drives. And I think this is really going to be a game changer for the guys who really want a high performance, but also super quiet, nice driving clutch for the street. Wind your window up. To get it to do that again, I'll wind your window up so I can hear it. That was definitely, that's the typical noise right there, coming through the shifter knob almost. That was between like 2200 and 2800 RPM, which is pretty typical for these under a lugging condition. And even on decel there, in that same point, you can hear it. And that's pretty common on these 2Js, in the 2J motor with undampened flywheel and unsprung disc in your clutch. You're going to hear basically all of that engine noise coming back through and translating right through the trans. You're going to hear it in the car. All right, here you can see the ST246 is installed. Billet alignment tool, which I'll also provide you as part of the kit. So that's good. Everything's aligned. Pilot bearing, specific for the T56. And then the pressure plate bolts take 35 foot-pounds, and you use blue Loctite on those. And like I said, the ARP flywheel bolts, you're gonna go 75 foot-pounds on those and red Loctite. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the trans back up in here and in place, and we're gonna take this thing out. See if you can slip it out without even giving it any throttle, like real light, just real, like almost like ride the clutch and see if it'll come out. Nice, very nice. It's almost like you've driven a manual before or something. Maybe once. You want to wind your window up so we can get the full effect of the sound. We'll do that. We'll do that fourth gear from about, you know, we'll take it even lower this time, take it down to like 1800 RPM up through like 3000. See if we get that noise coming through the shift knob like we did previously from between 2 and 3000. But overall, I think we both agree that the noise has been drastically improved. So the sprung disc have helped a lot with the dampening of the engine noise. Hear the noise, and it's way down now. We're at like 1900 RPM, 2000, and it's pretty much gone. So now 2000 up, and we have no noise. So it's only, now the noise is only in extreme lugging conditions when you're way down below 2000 RPM. And there's 6th gear. 6th gear with a healthy hill, just lugged. 6th gear. I mean, I'm full throttle. That's full, all it's got. Full throttle, 6th gear. 1600 RPM, and it's not making any noise. So this clutch is has definitely improved over the other two undampened clutches. So this is my baby. This is a car that I built from the ground up. Basically bought this car in boxes and put it together over about a 4-year period, 5-year period, and put it together one bolt at a time. Basically, it was multiple colors. Had the body kit kind of patched on there, so I had a guy local here to me do all the paint work, and it turned out really amazing compared to what it started with. And as you can see now, I have the Magnum F trans in it now, so I'll show you some pictures of what that took to put the Magnum F in here now with the 2J. I did have to trim the tunnel a little bit for the shifter, but I felt like it was worth it considering what I would get as far as shifter feel with it. So you can hear from the outside of the car. I mean, this car's really loud. This car's really loud with the exhaust, but if we peek our head in here and listen, you can see there's no sound at all from the clutch, and I'll even look up underneath and you can see there's no no noise as far as clutch making any kind of rattling or crackling noises when it's just sitting here idling. Now the really cool thing is I'm going to show you how easy this clutch engages. So, you know, just starting out from a dead stop, let's get in the car and I'm going to show you just how easy this thing is to drive. Okay, so I'm going to lug this a little bit. So right now we're only at what? We're at 70 mile an hour. That can't be right. There's no way I'm going 70 right now. But anyway, I think my speedo's off. I'm going to have to recalibrate that. But let's put it in 4th gear. So we're way down in RPMs. Way under where the motor should be. And I'm just going to stomp on it here and see what happens. So no noise. Let's go into 5th. Get it way down in RPMs. I'm gonna wind the windows up too. Let's put these windows. Wow, they're slow. Okay, so 1500 RPMs. Let's lug it. I'm full throttle. I don't hear any noise coming from the trans or from the shifter. Nothing. All the way up to 3,000. Nothing. So much more happy with the way the car drives now with the Magnum. It just so smooth from gear to gear. It's like 2 fingers shifts. I'm just cruising through some backcountry roads just to get a feel for this clutch. I mean, I put about 50 miles on the clutch so far, so I'm not afraid to really get on it now. It's probably bedded in pretty well, and I'm not making a lot of power. I'm not, you know, I'm not at the max capacity of this clutch, so I'm not real worried about it. So if I want to get on it like I will now in 2nd gear. Wow! This car just makes me smile. I love this car. All right, so you can see I'm in the car now, and you can see I'm one-legged. So I have one leg out the window, and got my Crocs on. Ignore that, I just got back from the beach today. We actually just got back. It's starting to get dark out. I wanted to get this done so I can edit the video and get it out for you guys on Sunday so you can see this. Since I do have the clutches on the way here now, and I want to have this video out ahead of the clutches getting here. So I'm gonna put the car in gear with my right foot. So now I'm in gear, and you can see I have no throttle. I'm at 1,000 RPMs. I'm gonna ease this thing out with the clutch pedal. Look at that. Look at that. No gas, no throttle, no issues. This thing is amazing. Like, I'm not even exaggerating when I say this clutch feels like a stock 2J clutch. So it really is quite incredible.